My wife's best friend is an extreme extrovert. I am a pretty strong introvert. Her recent move back to the area is negatively affecting my marriage. For context, my wife, I'll call her J, and her friend, I'll call her K, have been friends since early childhood. K has lived at a distance and visited us maybe once every year or two for the first 5 years of my and J's relationship. J and I have been happily married for about 6 years now, being together for a total of about 10 years. K moved back to the area about a year or two ago and her presence has been a growing bother ever since. K basically yells as a default talking volume. When she comes over, she connects to our Bluetooth speaker and puts it on full blast, then proceeds to yell louder to have conversations with J. She'll use our expensive liquor to make drinks without asking, stays at our house for hours, and ended up staying over last night because she was too drunk to go home. K also has the key to our house because she's honestly like J's family, which I wouldn't have an issue with if she didn't just come over all the time without warning or knocking. I would say I see K about 3-4x a week on average. J has no issue with any of this because this is just K's personality, just like it has always been. And they really are best friends. I've recently expressed my concerns to J about how much I am bothered by K's behavior. How K is over way too frequently. How she's too loud and high energy for me and I don't feel like my house is a safe space to decompress after work or a day out socializing, for example. J has responded with something along the lines of "This is my house too and I should be able to spend time with my friends whenever I want." After a couple of talks it's basically boiling down to J saying "I understand why she bothers you, but she's my friend and I enjoy spending time with her. I shouldn't have to choose between doing what I want and making you happy." Which I agree with. But especially as an introvert, somebody who doesn't just value, but feels like I actually need a quiet and safe space to retreat to in order to relax, this is becoming extremely irritating and frustrating. With the loud noise in the house yesterday from K's music and yelling, the best I could do was to go into my bedroom, sit in the corner in complete darkness, and wait for her to leave. This went on until midnight. Since she spent the night, she ended up staying until about 2:30 this afternoon. J and I have never had issues before in our marriage. Like, ever. We are our own people with our own hobbies, but we love each other very much, are compatible in all of the major ways, religion, finances, life goals, etc. But with K being in the picture I'm feeling like this is getting to be unsustainable. What more can I do aside from going behind J's back and confronting K directly? I feel like that would backfire in the worst possible way. And for the first time in our decade together, my wife seems to be prioritizing somebody else more than me. Comment. Start acting like you like K and find her to be charming. I'm sure that will make your wife really tone down K's presence in the household. But, on a real note, arrange a quota of how many times this woman can come a week, set up ways to get your wife over to her friend's house, instead. You can always be upfront with K, too. Can you stop with the yelling, Jesus? Her friend needs to be made self-aware, she is in your home and you deserve peace and quiet. I think you can just tell your wife and K to not be so loud. I think that's always a fair happy medium. Can you hang out in another room while K is there? Like, do you have an office or a man cave that you can escape to while your wife has friends over? Where are her and K hanging out when she comes over? Where are you? Sounds like my wife's sister, although she doesn't come over as much. I'm introverted as well, and have told her in the past you know I love you, but I'm exhausted, can you please for the love of God keep it down a little tonight? And stuff like that. Kinda make a joke of it, and do it in a friendly way, but let them know. Additionally, you're in dire need of a man cave. The bedroom is basically my wife's cave, I just sleep in there, but I have a room that's a gym/living room/den with a mini fridge and everything. Also a heavy, more soundproof, door. Wife can obviously come in whenever she wants, and we both work out in there, but if she's having friends/family over and I need to do some school stuff or just pass out, I'll be polite and talk for a few minutes then head in there, and it's basically like don't bother me. Lifesaver. Make your foot rare in your neighbor's house, lest he be filled with you and certainly hate you. When she gets to your house, go take a ride, go to a friend's house, a park, or something, and ask your wife to let you know when she leaves so you can come back. Perhaps she will come to her senses. Next story 2. I want to rebuild trust with my partner but I don't know how. Me and my boyfriend have been officially together for about a year now, and we are having a very hard time rebuilding trust. Around early last year in March 2022 I was just talking romantically with my now boyfriend, and I slept with someone that was a mutual friend of ours after at the time my now boyfriend said he did not want to be with me. After I slept with our mutual friend, my now boyfriend got very upset and didn't talk to me until months after the situation, but every now and then he brings it up. He brings up that he cannot trust me because of it, and I get confused and say, well, you told me you did not want me and did not care for me, and he says that it is an excuse for me cheating on him. Another situation that currently happened is my ex-boyfriend tried contacting me, so I was fully transparent and immediately let my now boyfriend know, and I thought I'm being honest and transparent with him he will be happy, but no. It completely ruined our relationship and trust because he just got mad at me and called me a liar. I gave him my ex-boyfriend's information because he asked for it to show him I'm being honest. I honestly thought I did good by letting him know, but apparently it was the wrong thing to do. He does want to rebuild our trust between each other because we have an amazing relationship and just recently gave each other promise rings. Also, I should add, he does have my location and all my social media accounts. I'm really not sure what ways I can help build that trust, since initially before getting into a serious relationship with him I broke it. Are there any ways me and my boyfriend can rebuild our trust? Comment. You aren't going to rebuild trust. He's going to keep throwing it at you. If he still isn't satisfied with having your location on and your social media accounts, that just sounds like he wants to control you. It sounds like he doesn't want to trust even if you are being honest. You will have to sit him down and ask him what he wants, and if it seems like he doesn't have any answers, you're also going to have rethink the relationship for what you want in your life. You banged a friend. He'll never forget that. It's wired directly into our DNA. But his is why guys have a rule about not dating women who have banged their friends. He broke the rule, now he's paying for it. Next story 3. My BF thinks I have an intimate relationship with my brother. I met John when we were 14 at my school. He went to a different school, but his friend group went to mine. His visits were frequent that even the teachers jokingly said he should just transfer. Everyone from our school knew John because he was social and funny. We talked sometimes, but I never knew he was harboring feelings for me. A couple weeks before school ended, someone, maybe a friend of his, made a rumor that his real reason for always going to my school was to see me. It was shocking but at the same time flattering to hear. When he visited my school that week, many students were gossiping and he decided to find me and confess. I turned him down since I don't want to date yet, and he was respectful of my decision. Last I heard from him was during that summer he started going out with a girl from his own school. Life continued until COVID. Just like everyone, I spent majority of my time online, chatting with friends, scrolling through social media, playing games, all that stuff. John gave me a message one day asking how I was doing. I replied, and from there we started chatting. He made sure I know he wasn't in a relationship anymore because he apparently still has feelings for me. He asked me for a chance and I accepted. Being with was great. We are at our last year of high school and I thought I would introduce him to my family. But before that, I asked him if he want to meet my siblings first. I have 2 older siblings, a sister and a brother, 4 and 7 years older respectively, and a younger brother 2 years younger than me. When John met them they were okay with him and I thought it went well. When I asked him how he was feeling, his face went cold and bluntly asked what is going on between me and the youngest. I was confused at him and he got even more upset. Now I am just gonna paraphrase what he said because he just kept rambling. Why did he sit so close to you? Did you keep holding hands under the table throughout our meeting? Why was he so cold towards me? He was giving me weird vibes. Why did he even creepily staring at me like that? Was he jealous? That behavior is weird and not normal. I explained to him that he is just a little socially awkward and has anxiety that triggered really hard during the pandemic, and he also does it with our older sister too. I guess he only heard the first part because he had this gotcha moment and told me he is one of those kids who are mentally ill and that I should not encourage that behavior. He said it was too late because maybe he already had his way with me and I just let him because he was special. He went on to say more terrible things and I just want to get away for a minute. That was 2 days ago and he has been calling me a lot. My sister was concerned and stayed by me. I don't know what to think about this. I am gonna answer his calls eventually, but what am I supposed to say?